Swimming like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank. Hey
everybody, welcome to the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank. We come to you every week bringing some of the brightest and best CEOs in and around the state of Georgia. You can always catch a replay of all of our broadcasts on shrimptankpodcast.com, or you can download us on iTunes. We had a great guest on today, Andrew Rudd, who's the owner of DaVinci's Donuts. We're going to talk to him in just a second. I've got on my co-host here, who comes on every week, Chris Hanks, who's the executive director and founder of the Shore Center for Entrepreneurship. And Andrew, we had a great conversation today talking about a growing business, especially in a very tight space in the donut business. And I was amazed to learn during this about your corporate transition, that you work for a large corporation, very successful at that corporation. How did you actually make the transition and the decision to move from a corporation into starting your own business?
Well, at the time, the last several years that I was at Newell Rubbermaid, my entire career at Newell Rubbermaid was great. I spent 22 years as a lawyer, the last 10 at Newell. What I enjoyed most about being in a corporation was really the business side and working with a lot of the people and learning about the new ideas that we were coming out with. And for me, what I wanted to be able to do going forward was to have more of an impact on the decisions that were made. I wanted to be able to try some things that were maybe not necessarily conventional, but I didn't, I felt the only way that I could do that was to start my own business, so that if I was going to do something, I didn't want to have to go through a PowerPoint presentation to justify it, to be perfectly honest with you. I didn't want to have to spend, 6 months through strategy prep plans having to decide this is the direction we're going to go. I wanted to prove that to myself that maybe I could actually make business decisions and create something that was successful. And so that drove me to decide that we had my wife and I had done a good job of saving money, of being prepared, and so we were like, all right, let's go make a leap of faith and get out there and see if we can't start something of our own.
So now you're at the point where it's successful and you're looking at growing your business, and a lot of companies will evaluate whether or not I should continue growth through franchising, or should I continue growth through just corporate-owned locations. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think, first of all, I don't believe in just cutting yourself off to growth. I think you need to grow in a systematic way that helps build your business and your brand. And I think that both of those platforms can be very useful to building those. I think that franchising can be useful if you find the right partners. I think that growing through corporate stores can be useful as long as you feel like it is contributing to the brand that you want to the grand brand that you want to create. I think as you start to go externally, what I don't want to have for DaVinci's Donuts, I'm not saying this is the same for everyone, right, but what I want to have for DaVinci's Donuts is that, consistent great product with a local feel. And so I feel that certainly within the greater Atlanta area, within those northern parts of Atlanta where my wife and I are, I think we can bring that by owning corporate stores, and I think we could do that. As we start to get further afield of that, even within downtown Atlanta, even south of Atlanta, I want to bring, through franchising, that local flavor of, I'm part of that community. I'm a business owner who's part of that community. And I think that's the value that franchising brings, because hopefully while we're growing, it feels like it's a new, young, vibrant business that can actually be embraced by the community.
There's a lot of people that may be watching this broadcast today that want to get into the food business, think it's a sexy business and a lot of fun. What's the hardest part that most entrepreneurs don't know about being in the food business?
Really, number one is knowing how to run a business and the regulations that go beside it. There's
huge regulations.
There is a lot more to running a business than just, I make a great sandwich. You have to have built enough experience to understand how to navigate all of those regulations, how to build those processes in place so that you don't run so that you're holding food at the right temperature, so that you're not causing people to be sick, because it literally, you can lose your business in a fraction of a second when you're first growing. And so number one, I think, is understanding that running a business is not just about being a creative chef and I love to cook in my kitchen. It's about running a business, and you have to know that. And I think the second thing is knowing what makes you different. You have to know. I preach every day to our staff about us. We're all about the donuts, because I think you have to do one thing and do it well. I think if you try to do too many things, if you want to be, people are asking, are we ever going to do breakfast sandwiches? No, we're not going to do breakfast sandwiches. That's not who we are.
Yep.
People are like, well, are you going to open late at night? No, we're a donut. What we do very well. Are you ever going to do yeast donuts instead of cake donuts?
Right.
No, we're not. Are you ever going to do big donuts? No, we're not.
So what's the best-selling flavor?
Our best-selling flavor is definitely maple bacon. That is the number one flavor.
Maple bacon.
Maple bacon. It is, I'm not going to say it's for all palates, but I will tell you that we have people come in, they're just like, give me a box of maple bacon and then give me a variety box for everyone else, because I don't want people fighting over these.
And does Uber Eats do you do Uber Eats
We
now?
do. We do Uber Eats. We also do Chow Now for mobile for mobile ordering, so that we have you can either order through our website or through a mobile app available on both Android and iPhone. Very, very important.
You see that on Saturday morning we can Uber Eats some donuts, right?
You
there.
can Uber Eats it right here.
Well, for folks that are watching the post-show wrap-up today and they've never sampled DaVinci's donuts before, never had the maple bacon donut, how can they learn more about you, the company, and hopefully maybe they'll see the screen and some of the fabulous donuts that DaVinci has? Well, went dark. So.
Please go check us out on www.davincisdonuts.com. All our flavors are up there. You can learn a little bit about our story, about how we got started, and hopefully you can come in and enjoy the atmosphere and the sights and smells of a DaVinci's Donuts.
Well, thanks so much for coming on the program today.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
This was a great interview. You should check it out on shrimptankpodcast.com. And just remember, once you make the donuts, then you might spend a little bit of your donut money to buy some donuts and go to DaVinci's Donuts, enjoy yourself some maple bacon, the rest of those donuts. And thanks so much for watching the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank.